Superman isn't acting like Superman in the upcoming Superman movie. I talked about this in one of my previous videos, and I got some backlash for it, where Superman, I thought he was acting childish. He was acting immature, especially in that interview scene with Lois Lane where he threw his head back, groaned, got up, yelled. He wasn't in control of his emotions.
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
Representing him. People were going to die.
Who wants to see a Superman that's not in control of his emotions? That's one of the fundamentals of the character, that he's in control. He has all of these fantastical powers. If he couldn't control his emotions, that's a threat right there. After that interview scene, a lot of people were disagreeing with me, trying to defend it, saying he was just trying to do something good. Superman gets mad in the comic books and all of that stuff. It's normal. This is a normal reaction. However, they were all missing the point. I'm not saying that Superman can't get mad. He can get mad, but there's a difference between a child getting mad and a grown adult getting mad. Now, fast forward to yesterday, we got another clip, and it seems like people are changing their tune. They're starting to understand what I've been talking about. Let's check out the clip here.
On Superman.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be...
Lex, I tried to stop him.
It's fine, Heather. Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
Where's the dog?
Dog?
The dog, Luthor! You took the dog!
That's right, you get all of this.
Where's the dog?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
He's just a dog.
I don't know what dog you're talking about. Ugly dog in a cape.
What did you say?
All right. Hey, no clapping for that, man. All right, see, the issue here is not even just Superman. It's Lex Luthor also. But let's focus on Superman for now. He barges into the room. He doesn't have his own emotions in check. He's out of control, flipping tables, yelling at the guy, "Where's my dog?" Pulling a John Wick. This is not how Superman is supposed to act. He's supposed to be calm, collected, composed. That's how Superman is supposed to be. I mean, you might say he lost his dog. He doesn't know if his dog is dead or alive. He doesn't know where he is. And if you're a dog owner, you're gonna be emotional. You're gonna be upset. You're gonna be angry. If you could flip a table, you probably flip a table. So you can be like, this is a normal reaction, and I get that. In isolation, this might be a normal reaction. But this is not an isolated incident. We have seen James Gunn's David Corenswet Superman lose control of his emotions, get angry, and yell at the top of his lungs on multiple occasions, and the movie has not even come out yet. Why am I seeing what's supposed to be outlier Superman behavior in promo material? You shouldn't have had that type of behavior in this movie at all. This is the first movie. You're setting the precedent here. You're setting the tone for the future of the DCU. You're setting the tone for the character of Superman. Why are we having behavior that is not commonly seen in Superman in the first time we're seeing him? It does not make any sense. Think about, this is crazy that I'm saying this, but think about how Captain America, Steve Rogers, would have acted in this scene. How would he have conducted himself in this situation? He wouldn't be doing this. And the crazy thing is, he was modeled after Superman. Yet, Captain America in the MCU acts more like Superman than Superman does in the DCU. That's crazy. Now, why do I say he's childish and he's immature? Well, one, he doesn't have control of his emotions, and not just that. Like, you have adults who don't have control of their emotions and they get angry, but it's how you get angry. It's the tone of voice. And not only that, check out this interview from David Corenswet addressing the naivety of Superman. I think a lot of people consider Superman to be a naive character, at least to have a naivety about him. I think there's a certain element of that, but I think it really is just sort of a blindness to the little imperfections and the little conflicts, the silly little things that we get caught up with as people. Here's the thing, dude. Superman is not blind. He's not naive. He's not blind to these things. He just has a different perspective. So what I'm seeing here is James Gunn doesn't understand the character. David Corenswet doesn't understand the character, at least this aspect of it. And we see, this is what we see, and this is why I got upset watching that trailer. This is what we see in the scene with Superman and Lois, that interview. He made a decision that had certain repercussions, and Lois was pressing him on it. And his defense was, "Oh, we're just trying to do good. Why are you being like this?" Like, that is immature behavior. Superman is not naive. He's not blind to the little imperfections and the little conflicts. David, you're playing the character of Superman. You're not playing Naruto. There's a difference. Yeah, both stand for good, and they always try to do the right thing, but they conduct themselves completely differently. Now, quickly, let's talk about Lex a bit. I didn't have high hopes, but Nicholas Hoult, that was my only hope. You know, he was my Obi-Wan Kenobi for this movie. Because he looked up to Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor. I mean, James Gunn also looked up to Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor. But I don't want this cheesy, silly Marvel sense of humor. James Gunn is bringing this Guardians of the Galaxy kind of vibe to this. You see how Lex Luthor was responding? Where's my dog? I don't know what dog. I don't know what dog you're talking about. I don't know what dog. What dog? I didn't see any dog. And then he's drinking his tea or his coffee and muttering ugly dog with a cape. Dude, you're Lex Luthor. You don't mumble and tease a dog, ugly dog in a cape. You don't tease a dog. You don't do childish comebacks. Where's my dog? I don't know what dog you're talking. What? And that's what I'm talking about, man. It's not just the character of Superman. This whole entire movie feels immature. I'm not expecting a dark, mature take on the character. No, I want a classic, traditional take of the character. I don't want Snyderverse, DCEU, dark Superman, okay? Even Henry Cavill wanted a brighter, hopeful Superman. And we're getting a brighter, hopeful Superman, but we're getting a youthful, childish, kind of silly take. And that's what James Gunn brings, that comedy. And I don't want the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy MCU type of humor in this. But it seems like that's what we're getting, unfortunately. We're getting a younger interpretation, a movie written for a modern audience. And I do not get why that's the case. The whole point of why we're getting a Superman movie is because there are countless Superman fans out there. Why are you changing it? Why are you putting your own twist, your own take on the character? Number one. Number two, why are you writing it for a modern audience? Superman has been around for decades and people have liked him for a reason. Why are you changing it for a modern audience? He is timeless. He's classic. That's why people have liked him for so long. Why are you changing it for a modern audience? The moment you do that, you are locking him in within a specific time frame. Now he is no longer relatable to people across generations. He is relatable to this particular modern audience. So yeah, man, I've just had a lot of issues with the decisions that have been made throughout the production of this movie, from the suit to the writing to the way the characters are presented. We'll see, man. I want this movie to be fantastic because I want the DCU to succeed and I want us to finally get a proper Superman, you know? I really do. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Do you guys finally understand what I've been talking about? Let me know your thoughts and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.